Most people believe happiness is one of the best things we can have in life. We spend years chasing it. We want more money because we think it will make us happy. We want love because we believe it will make us happy. We want success, comfort, and good moments because we think happiness is the goal. But what if happiness can also become a problem? What happens when you become so afraid of losing a happy moment that you can no longer enjoy it? What happens when you get something you love, but instead of enjoying it, you start worrying about how long it will last? Maybe the problem is not happiness itself. Maybe the problem is what we expect happiness to give us. Think about someone who finally finds a person they truly love. At first, they feel peaceful and excited. But slowly, another thought enters their mind. What if this person leaves me? Now they are no longer enjoying the relationship. They are trying to protect it from a future that has not even happened. So, can happiness really give us peace if we are always afraid of losing it? This is where we need to look deeper. Happiness comes and goes. Good days come, and bad days come. People enter our lives, and sometimes they leave. Life changes whether we are ready or not. And this is where the real problem begins. When we stop enjoying the present because we are too busy trying to protect our happiness from tomorrow. Subscribe to Varry Stories now and enjoy the problem with happiness as we journey ahead. The first thing we need to understand is why happiness can sometimes create fear instead of peace. Think about someone who has finally found a person they love. Before meeting this person, life may have felt normal. They had their own plans, their own friends, and their own way of living. Then someone special comes into their life. They start talking every day. They laugh together. They share personal things. They create memories. Slowly, that person becomes an important part of their world. At first, it feels like happiness. But then something changes. The person begins to think, what if I lose this? That one thought can change everything. The happiness is still there, but now fear has entered the picture. They start thinking about every little thing. Why didn't she reply quickly? Why is he acting differently today? What if they meet someone better? What if they stop loving me? What if this relationship ends? Notice what happened. Nothing has actually happened yet. The relationship may still be good. The person may still be loved. Nothing may have changed. But the mind has already created a future where everything goes wrong. This is how the cycle begins. Something makes you happy. Then you become afraid of losing it. That fear creates thoughts. The thoughts create anxiety. The anxiety changes your behavior. You may start checking, asking too many questions, becoming jealous, needing constant attention, or looking for signs that something is wrong. Then the other person begins to feel pressured. They may start feeling like they cannot breathe inside the relationship. And the very thing you were trying to protect begins to suffer. This is one of the strange things about human happiness. Sometimes we do not lose our peace because something bad happened. We lose our peace because we are afraid something bad might happen. The mind starts living in tomorrow instead of today. You are sitting with someone you love, but your mind is already thinking about the day they might leave. You are enjoying a good moment, but instead of being present, you are asking yourself how long the moment will last. You finally get what you wanted, but now you are scared of losing it. And this can happen outside relationships too. Imagine someone who finally gets a good job after struggling for years. They should be happy. But instead of enjoying the opportunity, they start thinking, what if I lose this job? They get paid and think, what if this money finishes? They become successful and think, what if someone takes my place? The good thing is still happening, but their mind is already preparing for the bad thing. This does not mean thinking about the future is wrong. We need to plan. We need to prepare. We need to make wise choices. The problem begins when preparation becomes fear. There is a difference between saying, I know things can change, so I will be ready, and saying, things will change, so I cannot enjoy anything. One gives you wisdom. The other steals your peace. And sometimes, we think we are protecting ourselves when we are actually making ourselves suffer twice. First, we suffer from something that has not happened. Then, if it actually happens, we suffer again. Think about that. You can lose today's happiness because you are afraid of tomorrow's sadness. You can destroy a good relationship because you are afraid it might end. You can stop enjoying success because you are afraid of failure. You can become afraid of happiness because you already know happiness does not last forever. But does something have to last forever before it can be valuable? A beautiful moment does not become meaningless because it ends. A good relationship does not become a mistake because it eventually changes. A happy day does not become a bad day simply because tomorrow may be different. This is where we need to change the way we understand happiness. Happiness is a feeling. Feelings change. Some days you feel excited. Some days you feel tired. Some days you feel loved. Some days you feel lonely. Some days life feels easy. Other days it feels difficult. That is not necessarily a failure. That is part of being human. The real problem is when we expect happiness to remain forever. Because once we believe happiness must stay, we become afraid of every sign that it might leave. And fear can make us hold things too tightly. Sometimes the problem is not that you love someone too much. The problem is that you are trying to use that person to feel safe. Sometimes the problem is not that you want happiness. The problem is that you believe you cannot be okay without it. And when you believe you cannot be okay without something, you become afraid of losing it. That fear can slowly control you. So maybe the goal is not to become happy every single moment. Maybe the goal is to learn how to enjoy happiness without becoming a prisoner of it. Enjoy the good moment. Love the person. Appreciate what you have. But do not demand that life promise you it will never change. Because if your peace depends on everything staying the same, you will always be afraid of change. And this brings us to an even deeper question. If happiness can make us afraid of losing what we love, then should we stop chasing happiness altogether? Or is there a better way to enjoy happiness without allowing the fear of losing it to control our lives? Maybe the answer is not to stop being happy. Maybe the answer is to stop asking happiness to give us something it was never meant to give us. Happiness was never a promise that nothing bad would happen. It was never a guarantee that the people we love would stay forever. It was never proof that tomorrow would look exactly like today. Happiness is simply one part of life. And when we understand that, something changes inside us. Think about the person who is afraid of losing someone they love. They may believe, I am afraid because I love this person so much. But underneath that thought may be something deeper. I am afraid because I don't know what my life will look like without this person. And underneath that may be an even deeper fear. What if I cannot be okay without them? That is where happiness can become dangerous. Not because happiness itself is bad, but because we can become dependent on a feeling, a person, a situation, or a certain lifestyle to feel okay. Then we start trying to control life. We want the relationship to stay the same. We want the person to always love us the same way. We want our money to always be there. We want our health to always remain strong. We want our good days to continue. But life does not work that way. People change. Relationships change. Money can come and go. Plans can fail. Good days can become difficult days. And sometimes things happen that we never expected. That does not mean we should become hopeless. It means we should understand reality. You can love someone deeply without demanding that they stay forever. You can enjoy success without believing you can never fail. You can enjoy a good day without being angry that tomorrow might be difficult. You can be happy without making happiness your only source of peace. This is an important difference. There is nothing wrong with wanting happiness. The problem begins when you believe you must always be happy. Because when you believe that, every painful moment starts looking like a mistake. You become afraid of sadness. You become afraid of failure. You become afraid of rejection. You become afraid of loneliness. You become afraid of anything that can disturb your happiness. But pain is not always the enemy. Sometimes pain teaches you something happiness cannot teach you. Failure can teach you patience. Loss can teach you appreciation. Rejection can teach you that not everyone will choose you. Loneliness can teach you how to understand yourself. And difficult seasons can show you that you are stronger than you thought. This does not mean we should look for pain. We should not create problems just to prove that we are strong. It simply means that when pain comes, we do not have to believe our life is over. We can accept that it is part of the journey. This is why peace may be more important than constant happiness. Happiness says, I feel good right now. Peace says, even when I don't feel good, I know I can handle this. That is a different kind of strength. Imagine sitting with someone you love. You are happy. You are laughing. You are enjoying the moment. Instead of thinking, I hope this never ends, you simply think, I am grateful that I have this moment. That small change can make a huge difference. The first thought contains fear. The second contains appreciation. One tries to control the future. The other accepts the present. And maybe this is what we often get wrong. We think enjoying life means making sure nothing changes. But enjoying life may actually mean accepting that everything changes. The person you love today may change tomorrow. You may change too. Your dreams may change. Your plans may change. Your idea of success may change. That does not make today's happiness fake. It simply means today's happiness belongs to today. So enjoy it. Do not turn every good moment into a warning about a bad moment that has not arrived. If you are eating good food, eat it. If you are laughing with someone you love, enjoy the laughter. If you achieve something you worked hard for, allow yourself to be proud. If someone cares about you, accept their care. You do not have to destroy today's happiness because tomorrow is uncertain. At the same time, do not build your entire identity around one happy moment. Because when that moment changes, you may feel like you have lost yourself. Your life must be bigger than one person, bigger than one relationship, bigger than money, bigger than success, bigger than happiness itself. So maybe the real problem was never happiness. The real problem was believing that happiness must stay. We want good things, but we also want guarantees. We want love without the risk of loss, success without the risk of failure, happiness without sadness. Life does not offer that kind of guarantee, and perhaps that is okay. You do not need a life where nothing goes wrong. You need the strength to know that when something goes wrong, you can still move forward. You can love without controlling. You can care without becoming dependent. You can hope without demanding certainty. You can enjoy happiness without becoming afraid of losing it. And you can experience sadness without believing that happiness will never return. Maybe real happiness is not the feeling that everything will always be perfect. Maybe real peace is knowing that life will change, and you will learn how to change with it. Because the goal of life may not be to stay happy forever. Maybe the goal is to live fully while the moment is here, to love while you can, to appreciate while you have it, to grow when life becomes difficult. And when happiness comes, do not spend the whole moment asking when it will leave. Enjoy it. Because maybe the greatest problem with happiness is not that it ends. Maybe it is that we become so afraid of its ending that we forget to experience it while it is here.
Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to this channel, and if you didn't understand, please watch again.